Donita was playing with her pants down around her ankles. Oh, that is tasty. What is happening, Roadies? Welcome back to yet another Storytime Friday here at Roadie Free Radio. I'm testing out some mud water. It's a coffee alternative drink my wife got me because she's trying to get me to ease off the coffee. I told her, that's not going to happen. Okay, lady? I'm not easing off the coffee, but I am a little bit. I'm having 2 cups in the morning of coffee, good old coffee, Java, and then somewhere in the afternoon I pop in a mud water, which is quite tasty. If you guys haven't tried it, it's a blend of all sorts of stuff. This video is not sponsored by mud water, but if I keep drinking it and I keep liking it, maybe they'll hop on board. You know what I mean? Anyway, trying to keep warm, mud water. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for popping on some headphones and listening to this episode. If that's how you're taking this thing in, I appreciate it. I appreciate all of your love on this channel as well as through the podcast, for leaving reviews over at Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts and Spotify and all that stuff. If you haven't done so and you can take, 30 seconds to drop me a little review, I'd appreciate that. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know what you think and let me know what else you'd like to hear, because perhaps we can work out another deal and I can do yet another Storytime Friday when this one ends, which is going to be March. So listen, if you're tuning in for the first time, here's the deal. If you don't know what the heck I'm talking about, every Friday I read a story out of this book right here, Hell on Wheels, a Tour Stories compilation by my man Greg Jacobs. This book came out in the mid-90s. It's all about awesome, fun, do-it-yourself punk bands and whatnot that were out there rocking in vans and buses and just making it happen. And I use this book to get ready for a short film I made called Roadie. You can find it on Vimeo or by heading over to roadiefreeradio.com. Dig around. I'm not going to tell you where it is. You got to dig around and find that film. Anyway, I wanted to do a solid, get the word out, because the University of Hell Press is going to be republishing this book sometime this midsummer of 2022 with a bunch of new stories that Greg has done. And Greg has agreed to come on the show when I'm done reading sometime in June, do an interview with me. We're going to talk to him about the book, about his experiences, grabbing these stories, why he did it, where he did it, how it came about, and what he can tell us about the new book. So follow that Amazon link in the description below. It is an affiliate link. I get a couple of cents basically if you pick up a used version of the book, or you can wait. You can wait till this summer. Spring 2022 is coming right around the corner. My God, it's already like almost the end of February, and it's still freezing out here in Connecticut. So let's get to it. But wait, I almost forgot something. The sponsor of this show, man. How could I forget these people? My people! oneofoneproductions.com. Thank you so much for sponsoring this special series that I'm doing here. It means a lot. If you guys don't know who One of One Productions is, they are the premier podcast solutions company out there. They've got everything from microphones, interfaces, storage solutions, stands, cables, headphones, whatever you need to start a podcast or to take your current show to the next level of professionalism, which is what you should strive for. Anyway, check them out. Use the link in the description, and then use the code ROADIEFREE when you check out. If you get yourself something nice, why not? Well, go ahead. Maybe you missed Valentine's Day and you want to get yourself a little something, a new microphone perhaps. Get on it. Here we go. L7, as told by Jennifer Finch and Man Hart, who is their roadie. This is an L7 tour story from a tour of the United States in 1991. It was in Austin, Texas. L7 has lots of friends there. If L7 has lots of friends there, you know you're going to get into a lot of trouble. We roll into town, and we're not there 10 minutes before there are like 15 people there to hang out with L7. We played a show at the Cannibal Club. It was a good show. Lots of people, fight, all the good stuff. Finch was punching people from stage and all the good things that go on. Donita was playing with her pants down around her ankles. We were done. And there's David DeWay from Catbutt, our friend Kumbala from the Acid Cowgirls, and Danny Flame, the guy who does films for Butthole Surfers, hanging out. They hear there's this frat party that we've got to go to. And Austin is this big college town with a great history of jocks versus the punkers. All of a sudden, we're going to a frat party, which to me always sounds like a bad idea from past experience, but everyone says it will be great. They have some weird, beach theme at this frat party. It was a Vietnam theme. They have the main room of their frat filled with 4 inches of water, and everyone is wearing fatigues, and there are palm trees, etc. Of course, there's tons of beer and tons of frat boys, and 17 of us all show up. We get there at 2 a.m, and the thing is starting to die down. So, what we're dealing with is 17 people who still want to get a keg, and 3 frat boys standing between us and the keg. We have this really great idea that what is going to happen is Kathy Cowgirl, with some of the gals in L7, is going to distract the frat boys. Then I, Finch, and I don't even drink, but I came up with the scheme. I'm going to roll the keg off the 2nd story. Other people downstairs are going to grab the keg and throw it in the van, and then we would all evacuate. So, everything goes really fine. Everyone is dancing. The frat boys are distracted. We roll the keg off, but the 2 people who were supposed to catch it forgot. The keg hits the ground, the frat boys are really distracted, and the evacuation call is made. We all start running in 4 inches of water to get out of this frat party. We jump in the van, but we notice Kathy Cowgirl's missing. So, it's a frat house, right? So we all start assuming that she's getting gangbanged in one of the rooms by 15 frat guys. So here we are with the keg, yelling back and forth with the 3 guys who are responsible for the keg, trying to get it back. While this is going on, a couple of us are running up and down through the entire frat yelling, "Kathy, Kathy, Kathy!" She's nowhere around. We all get back in the van, deciding that Kathy went to get a big gulp or something. All of a sudden, Dave DeWay is missing from Cat Butt. Simultaneously, my shoes are missing. Now we're looking everywhere for David DeWay, thinking he's being game raped by 15 frat guys. So we're banging up and down the halls. We finally find him in the basement, which is in 3 feet of water. He's laying with his nose just above the water line, with one of my shoes floating on his chest. When his chest expanded, it would catch the shoe, and when he'd breathe out, the shoe would start to float away. Then he'd catch it again with his stomach. We finally load him into the van, and everyone is soaking wet. We had to do some rolls with the frat boys at the end. We take the keg to Kambala's 2nd story apartment and put it on his porch. He's been having problems with his landlady, who lives downstairs to begin with. She's up there at 4 a.m, banging on the door, telling us to be quiet. He's trying to be diplomatic, but everyone is really drunk. We wake up in the morning. It's 6:30 a.m. The landlady bangs on the door again because the keg has spilt over. All the beer had dripped off the balcony and filled her bird bath. And that's pretty much the end of the story. The side note to the story is that the guys from the Hickoids were supposed to go on tour and leave at 9 o'clock that morning. But Jeff Smith was partying with us and passed out on the floor. While we are cleaning out the bird bath, the landlady is yelling at us. Frat boys are circling the neighborhood, and the Hickoid van pulls up. They walk up, pick up Jeff, and carry him Jesus style out into their van, where they have thrown an entire drawer of his clothing for the trip. And they went on tour, and then they broke up somewhere in Southern California. L7. Nice. All right, listen, we got Luscious Jackson coming up next week, my friends. Luscious Jackson. Don't forget, grab yourself a copy of this book if you want it now, or you can wait till spring, summer 2022. University of Hell Press has a brand new one coming out. And if you want to support a crew member out there, you can by heading over to roadiefreeradio.com, picking yourself up some merch. We got buttons, stickers, keychains, whatever you need, man. We got it all. And a portion of those proceeds will go to musiccares.org or roadiecare.com to help support a touring member in need. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe out there, and I'll see you down the road.